Hey everybody, Brett here, and it is day 352, Carnivore, and getting closer and closer to my 1 year mark. Still got a lot of work to do. So today was an interesting day. I actually ran into a little bit of an issue and caused a little bit of concern for me, but kind of worked through it. So basically, when I was at work today, I kind of paused and had my hand kind of like this and realized that my hand was shaking, which was a little concerning. Like, why is my hand shaking? Kind of rubbed my arm a little bit and, gave a little self-massage and still shaking. Being any good human being, I jumped on Google. What does hand shaking mean? First thing that came to my mind was actually stroke. And you might think that's a little weird, but I've mentioned it in the past, but I had a stroke in 2021. And that 2022, sorry, 2022 I had a stroke. And so that was obviously a very scary event. And I, should have been a wake-up call for me and changed my health and my weight and everything at that point, and it didn't. It was a ways later, right? 2 years later, when I actually did something about it, or a year and a half probably. But so I was concerned, and I Googled it, right? It is a potential sign for a stroke, a tremor, if you will, a precursor. And, but also blood sugar. And I said, oh, that might make sense. I only ate once yesterday. It was last night. Only am going to eat once today, and I haven't eaten yet. So maybe I should do that. So I ran up to my office and grabbed my meter and did my blood sugar and my ketones again. So when I took them this morning, my ketones were at 0.7 and my glucose was at 108. When this occurred, first reading was at like 7:15 in the morning. When this occurred, it was around 2 o'clock-ish. I don't remember exactly what time. But I went up, took my blood sugar, and I did blood sugar and ketone, right? My ketones were now at 1.9, and my blood sugar was down at 74. My glucose reading was 74. Now, I know that that's not a detrimental or medically concerning rate per se, but that's lower. I think I've only tested below 80 a couple times. And I don't remember having any issues with a handshake. So it's a little bit concerning. But knowing that was most likely the cause of it, stupid me, because I am stupid, I was like, okay, cool. It'll pass. And it did. So people make comments about it, right? I'm like, why is my sugar so high? Right? Your body can generate glucose if it needs to. So, it takes your reserves, and I think it's the liver that processes it and generates glucose for you. So that's why my glucose can be high when I haven't eaten anything. The weird thing for me is my glucose is high when I haven't eaten anything bad, but other days it's fine and I'm in the same scenario. So that's why it's always weird to me. But this really low measurement was concerning. So tonight I adjusted my food intake just a little bit. So my food intake for the day, 1,458 calories, 13 grams were carbohydrates, 123 grams of fat, and 103 grams of protein. So that almost nails my numbers, right? Other than the carbs, my carb number equated to 3%. Protein was at 27%. And that means my fat was at 70%. So I nailed it, right? That's exactly what I want. Now, what I ate was interesting. So it might seem crazy to some people, but I cooked a pound of hot Italian sausage, bulk hot Italian sausage. I cooked half a pound of ground beef and just kind of put it in a fry pan and browned it and cooked it all together. And then, and I did this on purpose. I was planning on completely cutting this out until the end, but I put that into my bowl and I put in cream cheese. So the cream cheese obviously changes the flavor and the texture of the meat stuff, and that's one of the reasons that I like doing it when I do my taco meat. But tonight I did it to give myself a little bit of cheese, a little bit of lactose, and maybe I don't run into an issue tomorrow. We'll see. Somebody that I used to work with would call this an SRE, a story, reason, and excuse. This is a story, reason, and excuse for me to eat cheese. But I actually have a logical reason why I did it. It wasn't just because I was craving the cheese. I wasn't craving the cheese. I just said, you know what? I'm going to put cream cheese in here for a little something different, a little bit of lactose, and then go from there. So that's what I ate tonight. And honestly, when you think about how much food that is, you automatically assume I'm going to be way over my 2,000 calories. But I'm not. I am at 1,458 calories for the day. And my ratios were right where I want them to be. So this was very promising. So, sorry, very, very tired tonight. So I'm really happy with all that. And I was also happy this morning with my weight. So my weight this morning was 226.2. So here recently I got as low as 226.8. That was on the 23rd. 26, so 5 days ago. I was at 226.8. Came back up to 229.5, 227.1, 227.9, and now 226.2 again. So I went back up a little bit, came back down. So now I'm I can't remember. This may be the lowest that I've been in this whole journey. There might have been one day where I was 226.1, but I can't remember for sure. I'd have to go back through all my stuff and figure that out. And I'm not that concerned with it, so I'm not going to bother. But that number makes me feel good. And we are at 17 plus 3? So 20 days away from my target finish date. And 26.2 pounds away from that goal. It's going to be tough. But we'll get there if we get there. I'm working to do it, but today actually made me a little nervous, right? And whenever I have some kind of symptom that makes stroke come to mind, it kind of freaks me out a little bit. Mostly because I had one. So, I know that my body has the potential to do that. But I am in such a different position health-wise than I was when that occurred that I shouldn't really worry about it, right? I've done the calcium heart score. I'm a 0. I am a newborn baby. My triglycerides have tanked, right? They're way, 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 way down. They used to be through the roof. My cholesterol, my bad cholesterol, is high. Doctor wasn't concerned because of the way I'm eating. All my other macros were right on target with the exception of folic acid, right? I was a little low on folic acid. But everything else is good. So I shouldn't worry about the stroke, but something like that pops up and you just, I wonder. And then glucose, right? So another reason to stay off of crazy foods, but to pay attention and know what's going on, right? That was just a sign for me. Maybe I need to rethink a few things. Not going to dramatically change it, but I did eat some cheese today to potentially help resolve it. So that's it, right? So yeah. Other than a little scare, it's been another good day. And I will talk with you tomorrow.